What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? Your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming is back again for another Midday Monologue. So it's my lunchtime and I came outside and I set up the camera because I had something on my mind and I wanted to bring it up, wanted to talk, wanted to see what you guys actually think about this. Now what I wanted to talk about, since we love gaming, we love games, we love box games, we love board games, we love dice games, we love card games, we love games. What I wanted to talk about is getting your game. Getting the games that adorn your shelves. My shelf, your shelf, all our shelves. We love showing off our games. We love having them on shelves. How do we get them on the shelf? One of the ways that we do that, I wanted to bring up, is Kickstarter. Kickstarter. Wow, let me tell you, and I've said this a few times, and I'm not the only one that said this, but if you've been watching my videos, from time to time I've mentioned the golden age of board gaming that we live in. Yes, we definitely do. Take it from me, someone that's lived more decades than a lot of gamers that even I currently game with have lived. And when I was a kid growing up, you had to go to the hobby stores. You had to go to your friendly local gaming store, which back then hardly even existed back in the 70s. Most of them was hobby stores that you would get these games at. If you were lucky, maybe you'd find it at a Toys R Us or something, But we had to go out, we had to get the games, and nowadays we have stores everywhere to go get them. But nowadays we have something even better. We have something called Kickstarter. What do you guys feel about Kickstarter? What do you guys think about it? Because oddly enough, I've been reading some negative things online about it. Not about Kickstarter itself, but how it's affecting and dealing with the whole board gaming community, the board gaming world. And there are some people out there I've been reading that thinks that it's a really bad thing. Me, I'm a little bit on the fence, but I tend to be more on the it's a really cool thing. But I can definitely understand where some of these arguments are coming from, because Kickstarter is giving us an opportunity to get games out on the market that are not going to be seen otherwise. These games would not be given a chance by a lot of big companies, not without maybe selling every right that the creator has to the parent company that's going to end up producing the game and putting it out on the market and selling it for them. So this gives a lot of independent people a really good chance to get their ideas made physical and in a way that you can get your hands on them, so that you can add them to your shelf, so that you and me can sit down, enjoy them with some friends, and show these games off and just have a good time with it. Now, I'm a little bit of a late starter with Kickstarter. Late starter with Kickstarter. But me and my wife did our first Kickstarter with Exploding Kittens. And it was something that she found, and my wife is not a gamer. She has a few games that she likes to play, but she's not a gamer like I am. It's not her real big one thing hobby like it is with me. And I was excited that she wanted to get a game, so I was all in it with her. I was like, yeah, let's go, let's get this, let's back this. And ever since then, I've been slowly getting more and more into Kickstarter myself. And with me, what I've realized, and I think this is a general consensus out there with most people, that I love the Kickstarter because of all the extras, the stretch goals, the bonuses that you're able to get, that in most cases, you're not going to be able to get if you wait for it to hit the brick and mortar store. If you're waiting to go down to your friendly local game store or even on Amazon to get this, you're not going to get all these extras. And I love the extras. That's what I'm really, really been falling in love with. And when you're lucky, you get on a Kickstarter project that's going to make it big, that's going to blow all of the stretch goals out of the water. And I've done that a couple of times, most recently with Greater Than Games. Dropped a Kickstarter that actually as backers are about to get in our hands now, maybe if I'm lucky in the next few weeks, and that is Fate of the Elder Gods. And that did so well that it had enough added material, enough stretch goals to actually come out with the first expansion at the same time. Now this is great. I love things like this, which is what's really made me start to fall in love with Kickstarter. But I've been reading a lot of things about it, and some people are upset where Kickstarter will actually let you jump in on it after it's already closed. But they'll still let people come in on it and therefore get all the extras and all the perks. And I can definitely understand. I mean, like, why are we going to bother, jumping in right away? Why don't we just wait and see if this is going to be a success? And then if it's going to be a success, we'll bother putting our money into it. And I'm totally on board with that. I mean, first come, first serve, right? That's an attitude that I believe in. That if there is a product out there like on Kickstarter and you missed out on it, too bad. Too bad. It's your fault. It's my fault. Whoever missed out on it, it's your own fault. And you just got to deal with the consequences. And if you have to wait an extra year after the game comes out before that expansion comes out that everyone's already gotten, when they got the base game because they backed it, too bad. Well, I feel so sorry. I want to know the extra stuff too. Yeah. Then you should have jumped on board like I did. All right. But Kickstarter overall is great, and I'm totally pro Kickstarter. I don't quite understand people that are really giving off these negative vibes about it nowadays. It just seems to me like people are getting lazy. And they may forget about hitting the Kickstarter, and then they miss out on it, and then they want to whine and they want to cry. Well, too bad. All right, put a helmet on and get back out there and play the game, so to speak. You know what I mean? You missed it. Just use that as an opportunity to put a fire under your butt so you don't miss the next thing that you want to get. All right, Kickstarter is probably more responsible than anything else for this whole golden age of board gaming that we have right now. I mean, sure, you got a lot of big companies out there like Fantasy Flight Games that have really pushed the way and really opened up the market for it. Avalon Hill, West End Games. I mean, there's been a lot of companies over the years that have made board games that are not your typical board game, not your ma and pa board game out there. But still, it seemed like it was kind of reaching a plateau, it was reaching a kind of peak. And now with Kickstarter, the explosion is happening all over again. Not only is it happening all over again, but the explosion is bigger than it has been before. And I'm all for it. Back Kickstarter, look up Kickstarter, keep it on your phone, have the app, look at it, once a week, see what's coming out, keep track of Daniel Zayas, go to Facebook, check out Daniel Zayas. He does a really great job every week of presenting you a list of some of the new Kickstarter games, board games that are coming out each week. So he's a great guy to definitely keep your eye on, watch his feed, and he'll definitely keep you in touch with all the great things board game wise that is coming out on Kickstarter from a week to week basis. But even if for whatever reason you don't want to go on Facebook and check him out, maybe you don't do Facebook, just go to Kickstarter. Just go to Kickstarter once a week, do a search, new board games, and see what's out. And like what I do with it is, the first thing I do is I look to see what the stretch goals are. And I'll tell you, I have not backed games before when I've seen that they don't do any stretch goals. Add-ons, it's a plus or minus. It's a plus or minus, definitely, with the add-ons. Not every game does it, and not every game needs to. And the add-ons, they just end up costing you more money anyway. So if you try to stick to a budget like I've been attempting to do, and I'm not divorced yet, so the wife must be happy with some of the job I'm doing to keeping control of myself here, then that's good. I usually don't do the add-ons. I did for Green Ronin and Greater Than Games, collaborated to bring the Green Ronin superhero role-playing game of Mutants and Masterminds into the board gaming world with a crossover with Greater Than Games' mechanics and game of Sentinels of the Multiverse, calling it Sentinels of Earth Prime. And I did do the add-on for that because I wanted the extra cards, I wanted the extra heroes, villains, and environments. But generally, I usually don't do that because, like I said, I'm trying to hold on to my money as much as I can, not trying to just throw it all away. Well, I don't think it's throwing it away, but some people might, in board games. But so that can be a bonus for me. The add-ons, it cannot be. It really depends on what the game is, how much I'm pledged for already, and how much the add-ons are. Like Minions and Monsters, Monsters and Minions, which is the expansion for a role player that just finished a very, very successful Kickstarter campaign. I opted not to do the add-on for the metal coins. I just they would have been nice. Yeah, I totally agree with you that they definitely would have been nice to have the metal coins, but it was something that I just didn't feel was absolutely necessary. So that's hit or miss with me when they do the add-ons. But the stretch goals are highly important. I can't say the word highly enough. Highly important. So keep in mind, if you're going to be doing a Kickstarter that that we backers, we definitely love to see stretch goals. Stretch goals that are meaningful. And I just bring that up again because of Sentinels of Earth Prime, Green Ronin. I wasn't too happy that a couple of the stretch goals were fiction stories, and a couple of the stretch goals were PDFs of the Mutants and Mastermind RPG role-playing games. Because I have all that. And I'm sure there's a few people out there that don't, but I guarantee you just about everyone that's part of that Kickstarter campaign is a fan of Mutants and Mastermind and probably has the books already. So this felt like a little bit of a waste to me. So that did upset me a little bit on that. But I had noticed that happen before. That was the first time in a Kickstarter campaign where that's actually happened, where they're trying to give away extra stuff that really doesn't pertain to the game, the board game itself, whether it pertains to the parent idea, so to speak, where the game came from, like in Mutants and Masterminds and Sentinels of Earth Prime or not. That's different, but just don't do that. Don't do that. But anyway, so Kickstarter is great. Everyone out there, if you haven't been keeping your eye on Kickstarter, do it. Go to Kickstarter, check it out, and it's definitely worth it. Usually what you end up getting is going to cost you a few bucks less than in the friendly local game stores anyway, and you're going to get all this bonus material for it. This is wonderful. This is fantastic. I'm a bit of a completionist. If I like something and I want to go out and get something, I want to make sure I have everything that goes with that game, everything that goes with that DVD. Maybe there's earlier episodes of the TV show, like when I started collecting the Doctor Who stuff, DVD wise. It was all about trying to get as much of the original 50 years as I could, because I'm a completionist, and that's also because I like continuity. But that falls into the completionist thing, and I find myself doing that with board games too. And Kickstarter definitely helps you, maintain that feel that you do have everything you need for this game. I'm going through that right now, not with Kickstarter, but with the whole completionist thing. I'm going through that with Star Wars Imperial Assault, which is a huge game. I gave up trying to chase Descent 2nd Edition. I let that rabbit just go down the hole and I left it there. But this is Star Wars, so I got to try a little bit harder to make sure I get everything I need for that. But so Kickstarter helps you with that, definitely, especially if it's a brand new game. It's not an expansion. It's not a continuation of another game. If you're going to be getting a Kickstarter game, it's a brand new game right off, right from the beginning of the game's leaping into the whole board gaming community world thing, then you definitely have to do it on Kickstarter. So why haven't you guys kickstarted? I know there's got to be at least one person watching this that's a board gamer, that has board games, that has not done Kickstarter. Why? You're already spending the money off in the store or on Amazon or on eBay or something similar to that. Just put the money down right in the beginning, get it on Kickstarter. Because Kickstarter is what is definitely continuing this whole movement, this whole push, if you will, of the golden age of board gaming. How much longer is this going to last? I don't know, because bubbles always burst. Sooner or later, this whole board gaming golden age is going to burst. How that's going to affect a lot of the big companies, I don't know. I imagine a lot of them will just scale down, but the smaller companies, the independent companies, they're going to be in trouble. They're definitely going to be in trouble when this bubble bursts. So let's just hope that this bubble keeps inflating for as long as possible before that happens. And part of the way to do that is Kickstart. Kickstart games that you like. You know your own budget. I'm not telling you how to put a dent in your wallet. You know your own budget. Stick with it. Maybe you can kickstart a game a month, every 2 months, or whatever. But if you're a board gamer, if you're a tabletop geek, then you need to get in on the whole Kickstarter thing. And I just can't believe that I'm making this video. I can't believe that there are people that are, putting Kickstarter down, that don't like it. I don't understand that. If you're watching this video and you're one of the gamers that doesn't like Kickstarter, put it down in the comments. All right, I want to know why. What is your problem with it? Yeah, there are some companies that haven't delivered. I know that. I've read the horror stories about this. But that's a gamble you're taking, a lot in life. It's not just for Kickstarter. So you got to let that go a little bit. But so put down in the comments down below. Let me know exactly what it is that is your problem with this. All right, and let's start a discussion about it. All right, so I'm your buddy, Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am out.